Bud School, recipient of the State Superintendent School of Promise Award 2007. Perrysville Junior High, State Superintendent School of Promise Award 2008. McMullen Elementary School, 3-time recipient of the School of Promise Award. Loudonville-Perrysville School District, recipient of the Excellent School District Banner 2006. We're proud of what our school and students achieve day in and day out. Quality instruction, good learning habits and attitudes, and extracurricular involvement are goals our students, teacher, and staff strive for continually. That's great news about our school, and we applaud their efforts to reach for excellence. They meet challenges at every step and work hard to succeed in a world whose needs and work environments are ever-changing. Many challenges our students and teachers face are unavoidable, but among the challenges they shouldn't have to face are the distractions and impediments caused by school buildings, equipment, and facilities that is not as current and as functional as they used to be or should be. When our current schools were built, they were designed and built to meet the demands of their day, and they have fulfilled their tasks well over the lifespan their designers and builders intended and beyond. We are grateful for the gift these previous generations provided our school district. These great schools have been a large and irreplaceable part of our great communities. Unfortunately, the passage of time and the changing needs of the world we live in have seen our school facilities fall behind in the technologies they can fully utilize and the quality of the learning environment they can provide for our students. It falls upon us in our time to make the decisions and take the actions to provide current and generations of future students the quality education and educational environment they deserve and need to achieve.
Hi, I'm John Miller, Superintendent of the Loudonville-Perrysville Schools. I'm privileged to work and live among the students and staff of our schools, as well as all of the communities that make up our school district. We're very fortunate that in spite of the challenges our current school facilities face, that we have the opportunity to address these challenges now, and in a way that is likely never to happen again, at least not in our lifetimes. We appreciate the chance to share with you now the how, the why, and the why now of this opportunity.
The Ohio School Facilities Commission was created to address the funding of Ohio's deteriorated school buildings. So far, it has contributed significant funding to dozens of schools in Ohio and several in the area around our district. Loudonville-Perrysville School District has also been selected for significant funding. $15.5 million have been allocated for our district for the purpose of building a new school building, incorporating all the improved technology, learning environment, safety, security, and other features our current buildings lack. The state funding of $15.5 million is provided not from redirected tax dollars, but from the tobacco settlement reached between the state of Ohio and tobacco companies. The receipt of this funding is dependent on our community approval of a bond issue raising the remaining $24.7 million. With the advantages of the state money, low inflation, and low interest rates, the impact on the owner, if under age 65 of a $100,000 home, would be less than $1 a day. The impact on a similar homeowner, age 65 and older, would be even less. A reasonable question to ask, even with the opportunity presented by the state funding and other current advantages, is, are the current buildings really in declining condition? We'd like to show you some evidence that convinces us that replacement is the best option.
While it is impossible to show all the issues that cause concern with our school buildings, we'd like to show a number of things that are representative of their collective condition. Starting with accessibility issues, all the schools require the use of stairs for complete access, with the Budd School and Perrysville Junior High, both built in 1924, being the most challenging. Access to classrooms, restrooms, offices, gymnasiums, cafeterias, and other rooms are all affected in these two schools. There is a ramp constructed in the Budd School, allowing access to the first floor, but this is only a partial solution. McMullen requires stairs to access all exterior doors except the outside cafeteria door, and then the use of a ramp is required to reach the first floor. The second floor once again requires stairs. LHS requires ramp use for the cafeteria and requires outdoor sidewalk use in all weather conditions. None of the school restrooms were designed to be handicapped accessible, and most remain in that condition. Mechanical services are another area of concern. The Budd School has required the jackhammering and digging out of a floor to replace leaking steam lines. Further expensive asbestos abatement was required prior to pipe section replacement. The remainder of the facility is still utilizing the same old pipe, making future similar repairs of the same nature likely. Settling of the building has caused damage, as seen in this picture. The original cast iron sewer piping gives problems throughout the building. The main drains in the kitchen have been collapsed for years, requiring food for lunches to be prepared off-site and transported to the school. Mechanical services at Perrysville Junior High are similar to those at Budd. The main sewer is in poor condition and has required extensive repairs. The 1924 wing of the building's HVAC system is still served by the original blower assembly. McMullen has also seen notable repairs to steam and gas lines, as well as internal drain lines and difficulties with water-cooled refrigeration systems. LHS, although the newest of our schools, has been consuming the most total dollars for mechanical system repairs over the past 20 years. The 4 separate buildings at LHS cause extensive costs just to access the systems running underground. Settling and poor installation has required ongoing repairs of these distribution lines. Last winter, there were 2 separate leaks in the underground heat distribution lines requiring emergency repairs. Refrigeration equipment for the walk-in cooler and freezer are old and require significant ongoing service. Both units run more than they should due to decomposition of insulation materials. Replacing these materials would be equal to the cost of installing completely new units. Structural problems are also common in our buildings. Perrysville Junior High exhibits masonry and foundation conditions one would expect in a 1924 building. Foundational movement has resulted in cracks to numerous walls. Water has infiltrated the upper wall on the ball field side of the building, causing ongoing damage to interior plaster. This has required covering the upper wall with metal siding. The McMullen School chimney exhibits vertical cracking of bricks and mortar. The tile wall in the cafeteria has a vertical crack that has developed again due to foundational shifting. The Budd School also shows significant masonry and foundational changes. Deteriorating vent stacks are typical. The entrance to the gymnasium has deteriorated, as has the concrete in the tunnel area in the rear of the building. The most recent example of the deteriorating structure of the Budd School occurred on March 27th, as a piece of concrete facade came crashing down from the 3rd story onto a sidewalk. This fortunately occurred when the school was not in session, averting potential tragedy, but the dangerous condition of the remaining facade has made the closing of this area necessary. Again, while it is not possible to cover all issues with our current school buildings, we hope that this has given a sense of the maintenance and safety challenges facing our current facilities.